Welcome everyone to Gamer Meld. I'm here at CES 2020 and things have been really exciting, though we've had a few hiccups here and there. For example, I do apologize for not being able to stream AMD's CES conference. Unfortunately, there were just a few issues that we had, for example, being able to record good audio, and also their Wi-Fi here is terrible. Either way, I'm going to cover everything in these videos, starting with Ryzen 4000 APUs. But first, I want to thank Micro Center for sponsoring our trip to CES this year. Micro Center is a hardware lover's paradise because not only do they have some of the best deals in the industry, but they actually have local stores all around the country. And I'm really excited about this sponsorship because Micro Center is where I got the parts for my first build. So make sure to check them out in the description below. Okay, so starting things off, AMD announced the Ultrabook 4800U. This is an 8-core, 16-thread CPU with a base clock of 1.8 GHz and a boost of 4.2. Now, I will say that they compared it to the 10065 G7, which is Intel's best 15-watt, 10-nanometer Ice Lake chip. But the issue is that it's only a 4-core, 8-thread CPU. I'm not sure why they didn't compare it to Comet Lake. Either way, these are expected to be released in Q1 of this year, so hopefully I'll be able to get one to try out. With that said, the really exciting thing here is Intel's high-power 4800H, which is also an 8-core, 16-thread CPU with a boost of 4.2 GHz, but it has a much higher base clock at 2.9 GHz. Remember that this is a 45-watt TDP high-power CPU, so this is going to be in really good gaming notebooks. Once again, it was a little odd because AMD decided to actually match this against Intel's 6-core, 12-thread CPU rather than their 8-core, 12-thread CPU. But at the same time, what's unbelievable is that AMD was actually able to beat Intel's 9700K. Yeah, we're talking about an actual desktop CPU, and it did it in the physics score. So we're talking the CPU comparison here. That is impressive. The last thing that AMD went over whenever it comes to their Ryzen 4000 APUs is a new thing that they're calling Smart Shift. As many of you know, whenever it comes to laptops, power draw, performance, all of those things, especially with heat dissipation being the main issue, and power of course, since you're not always connected, these are big give and takes. Well, with this, it basically shifts the power from the CPU to the GPU when the system needs it. I honestly didn't really know how well this would work with gaming, but according to them, it actually gets a 10% performance improvement in games. Of course, the GPU is typically the bottleneck, so that does make sense. You can take some power from the CPU when necessary and shift it over to the GPU. But I almost definitely thought that this wouldn't work in things like Cinebench, but according to AMD, it does. It actually got a 12% performance improvement just from this. Remember, this is free performance as long as you have this ability. So that is something I really want to test out. They made a very big point to say, hey, this is something new. We're still working on it. We have a lot left to do. So maybe we can get even more. Anyway, hopefully you liked the video. I do apologize if I wasn't able to get this out sooner. I had just gotten through with an Intel where right after the AMD conference, we had to run into the Intel conference, but hopefully I can get this up as quickly as I can. Anyway, thanks so much and have a great day.